I don't know about you, but I can always tell when my son is faking sick. All I have to do is say, "Come here, let me smell your breath." That's the trick, you see. They can get all flushed and they can find all kinds of ways to make themselves clammy. They can groan. And even kissing their forehead to see if they have a fever, even that can fool you. But not their breath. All I can say is, you know it when you smell it. So I can always tell when my son is faking it. This time he wasn't faking it. It wasn't a school day. That was my first clue. "Daddy, my skin hurts," he said. So I rushed over to the table where he was sitting just in time to catch him from toppling head first onto the floor. He passed out, just sitting there. I swept him into the bedroom. My stomach was all balled up into a tight little fist. I set him down and felt his forehead. He was burning up. "I'm going to call a doctor, okay? Buddy?" He didn't open his eyes. Couldn't open them. You know, we fathers, we have to stand back an awful lot with our kids. We have to let go of their hands when it's time for them to slap their little feet across the kitchen floor for the first time. Or when they march off to school or their first job. We have to turn them over. Turn them over. That's where I always got stuck. I always knew that I had to turn my son over, but to what? To whom? I mean, who knew him better than me? 7 years I'd been dreading this day, and now I had no choice. There was absolutely nothing I could do. Big, strong, know-it-all dad had to give up all his power to this thing, whatever it was. I couldn't control the situation. I couldn't protect him. I couldn't kiss away the sickness. I couldn't wipe it away from his cheek. It was ripping him right out of my hands. That's when I decided to call him.
Down on my knees again tonight. Hoping this prayer will turn out right. See, there's a boy that needs your help. I've done all that I can do myself. His mother is tired. I'm sure you can understand. Each night as he sleeps, she goes in to hold his hand, and she tries not to cry as the tears fill in her eyes.
You know, it's not easy for somebody like me to admit defeat. But I even remember the words I said to him. I went right up to him and I fell down on my knees. And I said, "Jesus, my son is sick. If you would just put your hands on him, I know he would be healed."
Can you hear me? Am I getting through tonight? Can you see him? Can you make him feel alright? If you can't hear me, let me take his place somehow. He's not just anyone, he's my son.
And he heard me. I know he did. And he said, "Don't be afraid, just believe." Little did I know, I was about to be tested.
Sometimes late at night I watch him sleep. I dream of the boy he'd like to be. I try to be strong and see him through. But God, who he needs right now is you. Let him grow old, live life without this fear. What would I be living without him here? He's so tired and he's scared. Let him know that you're there.
You see, while I was with him, I found out that my son had died. What do you do then? I felt like I had turned him over and lost him. But I was willing to do whatever it took to get him back.
Can you hear me? Am I getting through tonight? Can you see him? Can you make him feel alright? If you can hear me, let me take his place somehow. He's not just anyone. Can you hear me? Can you see him? Please don't leave him. He's my son.
I invited him into my son's bedroom, and he ran over and knelt down next to my son's still pale little body, tears streaming down his face. And he tenderly took his hand in his, and just above a whisper said, "Little boy, wake up." And you know what? He did. I was totally amazed. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. By the time his face turned towards me, the color was already rushing back into it. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I turned my son over to him, and Jesus gave him life, his life. I tell you one thing, he wasn't the only one who woke up in the bedroom that day.
Daddy, are we gonna practice?
Yeah, we're gonna practice. Needless to say, I turn him over a lot now. When he's sick, when he's faking, it's the best thing a father can do. And sometimes it's the only thing.